Hi there, it's Ginny again. Today I thought I'd show you something I've been working on recently, and that's a type of flower that I've made using, and I'll just have to grab something. A type of flower I've made using the packaging from cereal, the cereal boxes, which is the plastic bag that comes inside. I like, sorry, nervous. I like to do, God, I like to make crafts out of recycled items as much as possible. I like the idea of recycling, upcycling, and it's a great way to use things that would otherwise go to landfill. But I also do it because I have very limited funds, so I like to find what I can use around the house and create something out of that, which is also a lot of fun to do as well, trying to come up with ideas and yeah, starting off with a small idea and then watching that sort of grow as you go along. You get further ideas on how to do things or what you want to actually do, which I really enjoy, that creative process. It's exciting when you discover something new that you hadn't known before, and what might have started off as probably a silly idea turns into something to be really great that you really love. So I'll show you some of these flowers. I started off just cutting some of these. So I got the plastic and I opened the bag up and flattened it out, cleaned all the crumbs of cereal and that off it so it was perfectly clean. And then I cut them into circles, and I started off, I hope you can see that all right. I edged them with some markers that I had, some metallic markers to decorate them, and I put sort of wiggly lines and things like that. And I then sort of looked at them and they looked sort of plain, and I thought, I wonder, given that it's a type of plastic, if it would react to the heat gun. So I put the heat gun on it and they reacted really well. They crinkle right up, and each one is different. When you do it, you get sort of different effects from them, different crinkles, different overlaps of the edging, and I really like them. So that's what I did, and I decorated them, then I zapped them with the heat gun and they crinkled in all sorts of ways. And what I love about them is I love the texture, I love the sound, the crinkly sound that they make, and I like the look of them too. I also found while I was making these that no type of glue that I have would stick them together. I tried, and then I found that, you know, if you gently tugged, they just came apart and you had a dried blob of glue in between the layers, which wasn't really ideal. So I ended up sewing them. I don't know if you can see that there. I ended up sewing them, and I sewed some buttons in the middle, and I coated the buttons with some napkins just to make them look a bit different, because the buttons I had were really cheap kids, brightly coloured buttons, which I didn't really want in these flowers. So I'll show you a few others. I also made some beads out of, what is that? Mind blank. Foil, rolled foil. And then I painted that. This one's with a metallic purple paint. So yeah, there's another one. Then I started sort of experimenting with putting paint on them, and I found that really worked well also. but I found that you need to just put a very light coating of paint on it, because if you put a thick layer they just peel off. So I did that, and the buttons in the middle. So yeah, there's a few of my flowers. Some of them are really wrinkly and funny. Then I did some with petals, and then I did some with petals with the paint on them and a bead in the middle. And these went really funny, curly, all in different directions. Love it. Love the texture and the crinkly sound. So I call them my crinkle flowers. And what I'm doing at the moment, which is something I really love that came out of this idea, is I'm putting them together with some organza in between the layers, and a bit of rolled organza like as the centre. And of course the organza melts on the edges as well with the heat gun, and I really, really love that effect. So I'll be making a few of those with different paints, metallic paint, a pink, a metallic gold, and a red. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I really love these flowers, and I think it's a great way to recycle. I love this, this plastic is really great to work with. Because it melts in all sorts of different ways, but it doesn't give off any horrible fumes. If it happens to, say you hit it a bit hard with the heat gun and it sticks together, I hope you can see me, if it sticks together like that and you don't want it like that, it comes away really easily. So you can just manipulate it whichever way you want to. It does get hot, but the heat in it only lasts for a couple of seconds. So if you heat it with the heat gun, if you don't touch it immediately, it's fine. And you can even blow on it. I found I just blow my breath on it quickly and it cools down pretty instantly. So you can touch it and work with it almost straight away. The only time that I needed to wait was for the paint to dry, because I found, I don't know where I've put that one, I found with one of them that if I put the paint on first, sorry, that's what I didn't explain earlier, you need to crinkle the plastic first and then apply the paint, because I tried doing it the other way with the paint on first, and what it did was it drastically altered the colour of the paint, and which in some cases is alright, it doesn't look too bad, but I preferred to have it not heat the paint up, only because the colours are brighter and I think they look nicer. So I think that's all I wanted to tell you about these flowers. Maybe I could do a process video and show you step by step how to do them if you like them. So yeah, I was saying, I suppose I could do a process video for you if you like them and you want to have a go yourself. It's fairly easy to figure out how to do it. And of course you could add different centres to them. The sewing's really easy. You just put a couple of stitches just to hold them all together. Probably 3 I've done, 3 or 4. You could make all different kinds of centres. Excuse me. You can colour them whichever way you want to. I've made some smaller ones here. And these were sort of little ones that didn't really work as well as I wanted to because I'd shrunk them too much. And but they still work alright. You can use them in a journal or something like that, I suppose. I don't even know what I'm going to do with these yet. I have in the back of my mind to do a wall hanging and make some with colours that go together. So maybe I'll make some metallic colours, you know, a copper and a bronze, or I might do some plain colours in maybe a green and a purple. something like that. I don't know. I have to think that through further and see what mood I'm in on the day. Here's another one that you can see the paint's fairly thin on there, but it still works, and I actually like that look where it's thin and you can see through it still, and you get little patches of darkness, and yeah, I really like it anyway. That one's I've put actually on this button. Shamee Dixon, hi Shamee, she sent me within an ATC swap, she sent me a couple of goodies in an envelope, and in that with some washi tape that she wrapped the ATC in. And I think that's tape she made herself out of her own paint, and that looks really good. I really love that, and it worked really well because it was sticky back, so I could stick it over the button really easily. So yeah, that's got a part of Shamee in that flower. Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind them with the metallics on them. That's something else I tried, was to use alcohol sprays, but they didn't really work that well. Mind you, I've only got alcohol sprays that are made by myself with mixing the insides of permanent markers with some alcohol. But it sort of ran everywhere and dried in blobs, but it didn't give me that nice overall covering that I was hoping for. So this is one also with this shape, probably actually looks a little bit like the shape of Australia actually, now I look at it. I don't like that so much, so I kind of don't know what I'll do. I'm thinking that probably what I will do is throw that in the nut basket. That's what I do with things that I might be working on, and I'll look at them and think, nah, I really don't like that at the moment, but I won't throw it away. I'll throw it in the nut basket, and later on I might sift through that basket and be looking for something and come across something I previously sort of thought, no, it's no good, and say, oh, that's just what I need. So I never throw anything away. And yeah, I'll just show you. I also wanted to try and make some butterflies with them, and I did try that, but they weren't working as well as I'd hoped, but I will persevere. I'm not giving up. I tried a heart. It's a wrinkly heart. But yeah, you can do all sorts of things with it. I stenciled some butterflies. I really hope you're seeing this. I'm not sure, looking in the viewfinder thingy, whether that's showing up that well. Maybe there. I drew with permanent marker through a stencil and put some butterflies on there, and I thought maybe if I shrunk them or zapped them, they probably wouldn't hold that shape. You probably need a much larger butterfly that's coloured in a bit more, and they might work, but yeah, I'm going to keep trying. But yeah, just to reiterate that is made from the plastic packaging bag from a cereal box, and I imagine you could do all sorts of other things with them too. You might come up with your own ideas. You might think, oh, you know, I can do this, that and the other with them. You might make the flowers differently. But yeah, here's one I tried with glitter. That was a bit of a process, trying to get the glue to stick with the glitter in it to the plastic, because this plastic doesn't like a lot of glues, which I noticed is why... Oops, did I bump you? Sorry. I noticed the way that they seal the plastic together is through heat, and they because this one's not going to show me that easily. They come away fairly easily, so they're not stuck with glue, they're just pressed together with heat. So yeah, and I suppose in food grade plastic you don't want glue in there anyway. Yeah, So I don't know what I'm saying. There, so you could try glitter on them. It's fabulous stuff. Give it a go if you want to, if you like recycling. It's an awesome plastic to work with. It melts really easily in all sorts of different ways. It doesn't give off any fumes. It doesn't heat up terribly much. It's just great. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon, I hope. Bye for now.